Who am I? Well, my name is Cassidy Carson, and I am a self published author. I'm also the co founder of Two More Books LLC, a small independent publishing house based in Carson City, Nevada. I am half of the CC and JT of the CC and JT Amateur Hour podcast, where production values go to die, as well as co host of the Nevada Author Network podcast, which is a collaboration with the Sierra Arts Foundation and the Sierra Arts Literary Community. I'm married to my longtime partner in both business and the rest of my life, JT Hume, and I am a retired public servant who was the senior archivist at the Nevada State Archives for several years before I left that job to start my new chapter as a full time writer. So that's who I am. Just in case you're new here and you're checking out my channel for the first time, I thought I'd let you know. And also, I wanted to say that this is a test video because I'm trying out a microphone. I actually tried to watch one of my videos on my big screen TV and the sound wasn't great. So I'm trying to improve as I go along. What I'm doing here is a daily video for the entire year of 2026. Today, I believe, is my 65th video or so. So I only have about 300 more to go. If you're just happening upon this video, I hope you'll stay and watch it all the way through because I've found that most people watch about 30 seconds and then click away. But, I'm learning as I go, and I hope that my video quality is getting better over time. Like I said, this is about my 65th video of the year. So I've definitely become more comfortable doing these. And my goal is to just hold myself accountable by posting a video every day. I'm hoping that will help keep me accountable in other areas of my life, like my writing. And so far, it's working well. I feel like talking out what I'm doing each day in these videos is reminding me that, hey, I need to sit down and actually write. The project I just finished was a beta read of an author friend's book. It was a great read. I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to talking more about that in the future when she's ready to release the book. I've also got my manuscript for Restless Spirits Book 2, which will be part of my Restless Spirits series, off to my editors. The editing process for that will start on March 20th, and hopefully that book will be coming out on Memorial Day or Memorial Day weekend at least. That's my goal. I'm going to be settling down to work on revisions for Restless Spirits Book 3, which my plan is to get that one out by Labor Day. And the third book that I hope to release this year is Battleborn Bride, which will be a historical set in Carson City during the time period when Nevada became a state. It should be an interesting read. And I'll be talking more in detail about that book as I'm working on it. It's already started, but I'm making some tweaks. I'm going to change the format of the book a little bit. So I'll talk more about that process as I start to go through it. But in the meantime, got a lot of writing going on. I also plan to hopefully release maybe a little book of poetry in October. I think I forgot to mention that Battleborn Bride is scheduled to come out on October 31st, 2026, which is Nevada's celebration of statehood, Nevada Day. And since it will be about basically the inception of the state of Nevada, I thought that was perfect timing. So those three books, plus in October, I will probably be releasing a small book of poetry for what I call Spooktober. Previously, I have done videos called Spooktober with Edgar Allan Poe, where I read some Poe poetry and stories, and that playlist is on my channel if you want to check it out. It's always available. So if you're an Edgar Allan Poe fan, I highly recommend you look at those videos. My idea for my October poems is that I am studying up on Edgar Allan Poe's work, and I'm going to model mine in the same vein. It's not going to be direct duplicates of any of the Edgar Allan Poe poems and stories, but I'm using them as a jumping off point for my own poetry. I have written and published poetry in the past, not a lot, but I think the poem that I had published was one that I wrote in a college poetry writing class. That was a lot of fun. So I do like to write in various genres. I'm currently writing paranormal romance. I have written science fiction. I have written newspaper articles about conventions and things like that. My first published piece of work was it was an article called Thrift Shop Savvy, because at the time I was a young mother with three small children. We were a military family. My husband was in the Air Force at the time. We were living overseas, and the article was published in a magazine that was related to military publication because obviously many families in the military were in the same position we were. Thrift shopping was a great way to get clothes and household items for a lot less money than we might pay at the base exchange. And it was something that resonated. And I think I got paid something like $50 for that article. So that was my first official published work as an author. And I still have the article around somewhere, and it's even to this day, I feel like that was one of my shining moments as an author, even though it was a very simple article. And considering I think it was published around 1990, it would be very dated at this point, 36 years later. Oh my gosh. So, as you can tell, I've been doing this for a long time. I have mentioned in previous videos that I did start writing in my 20s because I was a young stay at home mother. It was difficult with my husband being in the military for us to have a two-career family. I hadn't done any college. Well, I took a handful of college courses at that point. I didn't have a lot of skills. So any income I made would have been minimum wage, and it would not have covered the cost of daycare. So I chose to stay at home with my kids and write. And I did come close to getting a book published from one of the big publishers. It was a TV uh, tie in basically for the television show Quantum Leap, but they ended the novel series before my book came to the top of the stack, so that didn't happen, even though I did get to meet face to face with the editor at the time. That was another one of my exciting moments as an author. And she was a very um, supporting mentor, really. And she was introducing me around as one of her stable of writers, which I found very humbling, and it was a lot of fun. We went to let's see, it was Quantum Leap convention, and actually I remember distinctly it was in 1995. So if anybody is a fan of Quantum Leap, that would have been the year the leap began, because Project Quantum Leap, Sam first stepped into the accelerator and leaped in 1995, I believe. I need to refresh my memory on that, but that convention was advertised as the year the leap began. And I still even have a tote bag, I think, from that. That was a wonderful trip. I wasn't able to stay long enough to see Scott Bakula and Dean Stockwell in person because they did a joint presentation kind of toward the end of Sunday. And I had to fly home because JT, my husband and writing partner and life partner, was home with the kids and needed to get back to work. So this was post military when he was working state jobs. I don't think I had yet gotten a full time job, and I was still trying to write to earn income. And at this point in time, even now, I still have not achieved that, to have a livable working wage from my writing, but I have managed to get a few things published here and there over the course of time. And JT and I are now publishing our own books. He's got something like 16 books available at this point. He has his Sheriff in Nevada series, which is currently 3 books. He has the Serving Salvation science fiction series, which is 3 books. He is releasing Finding Salvation, which is a prequel novella trilogy in one book that will be available in wide release on March 17th. You can order a copy now, paperback version autographed, from our bookstore at carsonhume.square.site if you're interested. Or if you want to read just the first part, the first novella of Finding Salvation, that is available widely as ebook, 99 cents, Or if you sign up for our newsletter at www.carsonhume.com, you can get a free copy in either PDF or EPUB of the first part of the Finding Salvation novella trilogy. So he's also got the Emma Parks series, which is a female child protective services worker. He has Zoe, which is currently a standalone. It's a female FBI agent. I should have mentioned the Sheriff in Nevada series is a female sheriff in a fictional rural Nevada county. He also has a political standalone called Duties Faithfully Executed. And he has the Tucci Chronicles, which is a duology. It is Love and Death on I-80 West and starting over in Las Vegas. Tucci is a hard character, ex-con killer, definitely has a redemptive story arc over the course of the two books, but it is graphic, sex, and violence. So if you're interested in that, definitely check it out. That's also available at our bookstore. But so as you can tell, JT has quite a few books out at this point. I kind of feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't think so. Aside from the fact that JT and I co-wrote a romance called From Tundra to Tiara, we did that as a challenge to ourselves after going to see the movie The Lost City with Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, and Daniel Radcliffe. And From Tundra to Tiara is nothing like The Lost City, but we kind of wanted to do something that was a little action adventure and kind of goofy. And I'm not sure how much we got of the goofy part in there, but I think it's a fun book. I had a great time writing it with JT. And we're talking about writing another book in that series, the Queens and Consorts series, that will might be a prequel to From Tundra to Tiara. Also, I have currently released Passion Restored, which is the first book in my Restless Spirits trilogy, or sorry, not a trilogy. JT's been writing trilogies. I'm writing a series. My plan is for 6 books. So Passion Restored is that first book. It is currently available everywhere, including our bookstore. It is a paranormal romance set in Virginia City with older main characters. The couple is in their 50s, but they are also part of a multi-generational friends group. And over the course of the book series, each book will focus on a different main couple, but that multi-generational friends group will always be in the background. The reason it's called the Restless Spirits series, obviously, is because it's paranormal romance, but also one of the running threads throughout the course of the series is a TV show called Restless Spirits. I'm kind of basing it a little bit on maybe something like The Ghost of Mrs. Muir, an old school kind of spooky romance show, but the idea for the third book in the series came to me when I attended a Supernatural convention, one for the TV show Supernatural. My books are probably not going to be as frightening as the TV show Supernatural, but the idea for the story in book 3 is based on something that happened to me at a fan convention, or an idea that occurred to me at a fan convention, I should say, because the book starts with that idea and goes off in a completely different direction. It was me saying, what if this had happened, and then went from there. So as you can tell, I am a pop culture fan. I've been a longtime fan of TV shows like Star Trek, Quantum Leap, Supernatural, and I do enjoy a lot of Regency romances. I love to read Regencies. My favorite author is Georgette Heyer, and I am a member of a group on Facebook where we talk about Georgette Heyer books. I love that. My 2 favorites, in case you know of any of her books, are Arabella and Friday's Child. And I may actually do a video at some point where I talk about those 2 books and why I like them so much. Also, I have read a lot of other types of books, including science fiction. JT got me started on things like Ray Bradbury and Isaac Asimov, and even Richard Bach after we first got married, because growing up, I had been reading a lot of the older 1950s romances and things like that. And he helped broaden my literary horizons over time. So we make a great team, I think. We balance out each other's strengths and weaknesses really well. We've been married for 43 years, but we've been together for 44. Um, I've talked about how we met and our meet cute, basically. In a nutshell, we both worked at Wendy's. He worked the grill. I was making sandwiches. He kept putting pickles in my ketchup, which was kind of annoying, but eventually he talked me into going out with him, and the rest is history because here we are. 44 years later, we're still together. We are writing books together. We started our own little publishing company, Two More Books LLC. We've raised 3 kids. We have 2 grandkids. We worked for the state of Nevada for quite a few years. As I said, JT spent time in the US Air Force. So we've had quite the life, and we've had a lot of fun adventures together. We're looking forward to having a lot more fun adventures coming up in the next few months because we have book releases. Like I said, Finding Salvation is coming out on March 17th officially in wide release. But if you want a copy now, go to carsonhume.square.site. We also have a road trip planned that can be a lot of fun. I think we discussed that in our podcast, the CC and JT Amateur Hour, where you can go back, and we have, I think, over 300 episodes now. So you can check those out by going to carsonhume.com and finding the links to our podcasts. The two of us also do the Nevada Author Network podcast in collaboration with Sierra Arts Foundation, Sierra Arts Literary Community. That one is to highlight Northern Nevada authors who are members of the Sierra Arts Literary Community. We're very proud to be partnering with that group. They are great supporters of local artists, literary, visual, performing, all kinds of art. So if you are in Northern Nevada, we hope you'll check out Sierra Arts Foundation at sierraarts.org. And oh, I could just go on and on and on. I meant this video just as a quick who am I and a test of using the microphone. So hopefully the sound quality is a little better. The video quality is going to continue to be a little bit uneven. If you watch one of my previous videos where I talked about big dreams, we're hoping to create a podcast studio / office in our workshop back here behind the house. And we can only do that if our readership picks up a little bit. We need to be able to sell a few books to afford the renovations that will need to be done to this poor old garage to turn it into a working studio space. So in the meantime, as I record my YouTube videos and we record our podcasts, we kind of move around the house. I think we've settled really on the dining room currently as the best spot to do our podcasts, but my YouTube videos continue to float around the house. I even did one inside that poor old workshop the other day. If you're interested in seeing a really messy behind the scenes of what our life is like, definitely check out that video. The quality of the video is not great. I did not use a microphone. I did not use lighting. It was dark. It was dusty. It was probably not great sound. I didn't frame the footage very well. And that's just kind of the point of doing these videos. Over time, I'm learning as I go. I hope to encourage other people to just jump in there and try things, whether you think you're ready to do them or not, because what else can you do? I mean, sometimes you spend so much time learning and preparing that you never do the actual thing you want to do. So I've decided at my age, in my 60s, I'm just going to jump in there and whatever happens, happens. So that's why you're getting these very raw videos, but hopefully I will watch this one on the TV and see if the microphone has improved my sound quality. I did find just through a quick Google search that our current lapel microphone situation should work with our iPhone. It should have automatically paired up with the video in this. So we'll see if that's true or not, or if the sound quality continues to be what it was. But I am trying to make things better as I go. These videos are unscripted. I just sit down and talk, and I can talk a lot. I am Irish. My mother was born and raised in Dublin. I've kissed the Blarney Stone twice. So, yeah, I'm definitely, I've been blessed with the gift of the gab, you might say. Though I will say, my mother, I will never catch up with her. She was quite the talker. And I'm thinking about her a lot right now as we come up on St. Patrick's Day, because I do feel my Irish heritage very strongly at this time of year. 2026 is also the 10-year anniversary of JT and I visiting Ireland for the first time. We first went in May of 2016. So we need to get back over there at some point. I absolutely adore Ireland. I remember distinctly touching down and just I felt at home right away. Not a surprise since obviously I was raised by an Irish mother. So that's who I am. That's what I'm doing here. If you have followed along and actually watched more than 30 seconds of this video, thank you very much. I would love to know more about you. Who are you? Why did you stop to watch this video? Are you a reader? Are you a writer? Are you someone who's just curious about what other people are doing? Let me know. I'd love to see your comments. I'm still small enough that I can respond to pretty much anybody who comments at this point in time. If my videos start to take off at some point, that may not be the case, but if you want to get in on the ground floor as an early fan, that would be awesome. We would really appreciate it because both JT and I have been working hard to, you know, write and publish our books, do our podcasts. We're not the most polished people in the world. We are who we are, and we're trying to share a little bit of ourselves, and hopefully, maybe we'll give you something that will help you enjoy your day a little bit more. So you can, like I said, check out our books, get autographed copies at our bookstore at carsonhume.square.site. You can find more about where our books are available in wide release by going to our regular website at www.carsonhume.com, which also gives you links to our podcast episodes. And if you are interested in the Nevada Author Network, go to www.twomorebooks.com. It's TWOMOORE books.com. Yes, we are maintaining 2 websites, plus YouTube channels, plus all kinds of social media. All of that stuff can be found on our website, so we are very busy. So much for the retired life. But we're having fun, and we hope that maybe we can bring a little bit of the fun that we're having to you. So I thank you for joining me today. I'm Cassidy Carson, and this is the Life of a Writer. Take care.